Hi, welcome to Me Living. Some of you have requested for me to share my pork belly recipe using the air fryer. So today I am so excited that I'll be sharing this versatile pork belly cooking from the air fryer. Nowadays, as air fryer has become very popular, I tend to cook my pork belly from the air fryer instead of the oven. And the end result is it still produces very delicious and crunchy pork belly skin. The pork belly meat remains moist and very delicious as well, just as I used to cook it from the oven, because I no longer use the oven because using the oven in the home produces a lot of strong odor circulating around my home. So I keep my air fryer outdoor, and that is most convenient for me to cook. Also note, I use pork belly in a variety of my cooking, so the recipe I'm sharing today is very versatile in terms of how I season it, because I can easily slice up the cooked pork belly and add it into my rice noodle bowl soup. Also, I can also use this versatile recipe to make a stir-fried Chinese broccoli or any kind of stir-fry I wish. One additional delicious dish using this pork belly that I will be doing in a separate video is the pork belly salad or pork belly lap. So I will do this in a separate video because it takes more time. And so not just in the dishes that I mentioned, but pork belly, it's so delicious in many ways. Right out from the air fryer, you can just slice it up and serve with delicious spicy dipping sauce in however you choose to serve. So please join me to cook this very versatile, delicious, and crunchy pork belly recipe. To prepare the pork belly, I like to let the water run and use an unsharp knife to scrape the skin. This is to clean the skin as much as I can. Okay. Yep, so it looks like it's pretty clean. And then I'm just going to rinse. Okay. Okay. My recipe in making this air fryer pork belly, I like to parboil the pork belly piece first. And because the pork belly piece is long, I like to use the wok instead of a pot. If you have a big pot, that would be just fine. Otherwise, a wok like this would be ideal for the size of length of the pork belly I have. So bring the water in the wok to boil. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon salt. This is adding flavor while I parboil the pork belly. Adding 1 teaspoon mushroom seasoning also. Together, the mushroom seasoning and the salt will add flavor to the pork belly while I cook it. Water in the wok is boiling, so I am going to add the pork belly into the wok, skin side first. So skin side first with the meat side on top. Water in the wok is boiling, and so I am setting my timer here for 15 minutes to parboil. However, in between the 15 minutes, at about 8 minutes, I'm going to turn the pork belly over. The pork belly has been cooked for 8 minutes. I'm going to turn it over and cook another 7 minutes. But be very gentle as I turn the pork belly because the wok is full of water. All right, 15 minutes it's up, and so the pork belly it's ready to be removed. Okay. Let's set the pork belly onto the chopboard here. It's very hot, but handle with care. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is take a fork and poke the skin. Just poke all the way through. See how nice it is? Because I parboil the skin, so the skin is soft and easily poke through. Almost done. This is the last round. I'm going through the skin, poking it. Okay, this should be good. I'm going to take the paper towel and wipe off the excess water that is coming out of the pork belly. A very sharp knife, I'm going to slit the pork belly into half from the meat side, but the cut cannot go through the skin, so keep the skin intact here. Okay, so very gently. Okay, just like this. Okay, cannot go through the skin, just like this. This is good enough. Now I'm going to rub on some seasoning. So in this bowl, it's 1 teaspoon mushroom seasoning. This is 1 teaspoon salt. I'm adding the two together and then mix them well. So now I'm going to just marinate, rub on the seasoning into the pork belly like this. By the way, if you question how many pounds is this pork belly, this is a 2-pound pork belly, and I'm using 1 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon mushroom seasoning, and that is enough seasoning. Okay, wrap it very well so that it's well seasoned throughout. I'm going to wipe the skin again because there's still a lot of water coming out. And then next, this is 1 teaspoon salt. I am going to marinate the skin also with just salt. There are 2 reasons why I am adding or marinate salt onto the skin. First reason is to add flavor onto the skin. By rubbing salt on the pork skin here will draw out more water because we want the skin to be cooked and puff up as much as possible to get its crunchiness. Okay. And I'm going to let the salt here marinate the skin, sit like this for about 10 to 15 minutes. In the meantime, while this is marinade sitting here, I'm going to preheat my air fryer because my air fryer needs to preheat for 15 minutes prior to cooking. I'm going to preheat my air fryer. This is air fryer at 400 Fahrenheit. Preheat for 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, air fryer now it's preheating. Before putting in the pork belly into the air fryer, I take a paper towel and wipe off the salt. Wipe off the salt that I marinate the pork skin here. All right, let's put the pork belly in. Put the pork belly in with the skin side first underneath like this with the meat side up. Okay, meat side up like this. And I'm going to put in the air fryer. The first round here, I'm going to cook for 18 minutes. So air fryer, 400 Fahrenheit, adjusting my time to 18 minutes. Let's cook 18 minutes, the first round. All right, the first round of cooking, 18 minutes, it's up. So when making pork belly, I like my pork belly to be crispy, and so I do 18 minutes. But if you don't like it as crispy, you can do 16 minutes will be just fine. But in this line that I cut or I slit earlier, there is juice trapping in here. So make sure that you lift up the pork belly like this to drain the juice. Okay, you want all the juice in there to drain. And then now we're going to turn it over like this. I'm taking a fork. I'm going to poke the skin once more because some of the holes that I poked earlier may have got clogged from water or oil trapping in there. So handle with care with 2 forks so you don't get burned. It's very hot. 2 forks, one to press down the pork belly so it doesn't move, and then the next fork is to just continue poking. Make sure there's hole in the pork belly pieces. I'm going to do one end of it first and then move it to the next end. See, there's more water coming out of the pork belly. Okay, I'm all done. And then next, I'm going to take a paper towel, wipe off the oil. Okay, wipe off all of the oil before putting it back to the air fryer to cook for the final time. Put it in 400 Fahrenheit. I'm going to adjust the time to 25 minutes. Start. That's it. Okay, it's all done. Whoa, here it is. It's all done. It's so bright outside right now. It's in the early afternoon and it's hard to take a good photo. Okay, let's see. Ooh, looking crispy and nice. Okay. All right, time to cut the pork belly. Yay! This is how I normally cut it, because if I handle it too hard, I might crack all the skin. So, okay. There you go. All done. How nice. Very nice. Nicely cooked. I'm gonna take a first bite here. Wow. Very delicious. The skin is so crunchy. The rest of the meat is moist and delicious. Let's have lunch. This is delicious air fryer pork belly. And gotta have some hot tea with it. As I mentioned before, eating greasy and fattening food, hot tea, it's excellent drink to go with it. Cheers. As you can see, pork belly these days is very, very versatile. As I mentioned at the beginning of my video, we can certainly just serve it, with a spicy dipping sauce like this, or put it in the slice, as thin as you can and add it into the rice noodle bowl, or use it to make any kind of stir-fry dish that you wish. And here you see my salad bowl. I have added crunchy pork belly pieces onto my salad bowl, and it's very, very super delicious as well. So this is new. That is why my seasoning is neutral. I do not want to add a lot of seasoning because pork belly is a lot of meat, and so that's why I certainly will not be able to finish all of this by just eating with dipping sauce. I wanted to save to make a variety of dishes. That is why my seasoning is so neutral or versatile, just mushroom seasoning and salt. So this is all for me, and my spicy dipping sauce. This is already on YouTube. If you need ideas how to make this sauce, visit me on my YouTube channel. Let's enjoy a piece. And it's all to myself, so I'm going to dip it into the sauce here. Already drooling. So delicious. The meat seasons just well. It's moist and the skin is crunchy and very delicious. Wow. I'm going to add a few pieces of the pork belly onto my salad here. So that's enough with the dipping sauce, because I have a big bowl of salad here waiting. This is a big lunch for me. I like to mix my salad first before adding the pork belly, because I don't want the pork belly to get too wet. If the pork belly gets too wet, that will take away the crunchiness of the skin. That is why. Now I'm adding my pork belly onto the salad bowl just like this. Okay, just on top like this. Wow. Super yum. Super yum. Well, thank you very much for watching me living today, making the very versatile, delicious air fryer pork belly. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.